All right, Peter Obi is on CNN and he exposes a lot of things that is not going on well in this administration. Talking about Tinubu administration and Nigeria at large. Well, when you talk about service, you talk about countries that are doing very well, people that came to serve in government. Do you know that the Dutch Prime Minister, after serving for 14 years, as he was going, he left riding bicycle while leaving office. And I know that that has been the way he comes to office, riding bicycle. You see, the kind of mentality we have in Africa and in Nigeria in particular is about grabbing, because the foundation of this country is wrong. If you watch all these countries that has colonizers in them, there is always problem there. Except if they go back to drawing board and cancel everything about colonialism and be free, that is when they will become free indeed. Watch.
Veel succes. Tom, sorry, even jouw Tom. Excuus. Sorry. Hoi. Hoi.
Nog je zwaai?
Well, if you ask me, I will tell you that I see Peter Obi as the incoming. CNN is hosting Peter Obi, and they are telling him that he is the most popular candidate among young people. Who owns a country? The countries are being owned by young people and not by old people. So, and CNN of Trump is telling Peter Obi that he's the most popular candidate among young people. You reason them now, reason them. This 2027, make we see. Just listen to Peter Obi, what he said about Nigeria, currently, and what is happening to the economy on CNN.
Mr. Obi, thank you so much for being with us. You are certainly the most popular presidential candidate in Nigeria right now among young people. There is just so much momentum behind you. But here's the problem. Nigerians are used to being disappointed by their leaders. And when you think about some of the problems that are facing the country right now, they're systemic. I'm talking about corruption. I'm talking about oil theft. I'm talking about insecurity. I'm talking about the fiscal hole that Nigeria is in right now. Can all of that really be solved by one person?
Well, if you have a leader that is competent, have the capacity and commitment to start dealing with it, you're not going to solve it overnight. But there will be a clear, visible, measurable attempt to dealing with it. And they're things that are solvable. They're things that can be dealt with decisively. But you have to have a leader that, if you look at what he's been able to do in the past, you can say yes.
Nigeria, as you know, is broke. It is barely able to service its debt. It spends so much more than it earns. What are your plans? Just from a concrete perspective, what are your plans to take Nigeria's economy off of life support?
Well, a variety of things. One is that you have to deal decisively with the issue of security. It's impacting negatively on your economy today. You have to deal with it head on, because you have to get your farmers to go back to farm and start ensuring that the vast land of the north are invested, are cultivated on. You have to start pulling people out of poverty as quickly as possible. You have to reduce aggressively cost of governance and deal with the issue of corruption.
Anyone who knows anything about Nigeria knows that it has this embarrassing reputation of, despite the fact that it is Africa's largest oil producer, it imports refined fuel. What is your plan for transforming Nigeria's economy from a consumption economy to a production economy?
Let me use the issue of oil, for example. There's no reason why our refineries cannot work. There's no reason why we should not encourage private sector to build refineries and operate them. And they're not rocket science. It can be done as quickly as possible. You can use today the side to remove the fuel subsidy, use the resources to support critical areas of production, from critical infrastructure to education to supporting investment in refinery, which will be, like I said, done within a shortest possible time.
A lot of Nigerian presidents have come in and talked about revitalizing the manufacturing sector, investing in refineries, but change, as you know, has been very, very slow. Why is it going to be different with you? And what would you say were the biggest hurdles in making sure that all of the things that you've just listed come to pass?
Well, what people need to do is to go and look at what I promised as a state governor when I said I'm going to turn around education, health, pull people out of poverty, bring sanity and civility in governance in Anambra State, whether that happened or not. When I said we're going to save money, did we do that?
I want to talk about one of the other sort of major issues that Nigeria is dealing with, grappling with right now, and that is, of course, violence and insecurity. You can barely travel from one part of Nigeria to another without fearing for your life. And I'm talking about kidnapping, I'm talking about banditry, I'm talking about terrorism, I'm talking about Boko Haram. What is your plan for that?
You know, I did say that initially, that what we need to first head on is issue of security. Because unless you have security, the farmers can't go back, you can't attract investment, nobody will ever want to go to an insecure place. And you can deal with that. There's so many, you need to do a lot of work, reorganize your security architecture, ensure that there's multi-level policing. Issue of state police has to be decisively dealt with. There's so many things you need to do. You need to bring in more personnel into the security system, equip them properly, ensure that they are properly motivated to deal with the issue of security, because the need it is the most important thing Nigeria needs today.
As you know, you and I are both Nigerian, we're both Igbos, we're both from southeastern Nigeria. Nigeria is a very hard country to hold together. You've got 200 million people, so many different tribes, so many different competing interests and ideas. And when you think about the fact that, you know, you're from the southeast, how easy is it going to be to rally Nigerians perhaps from the north behind you? That's got to be on your mind.
That is what it was yesterday. Another problem, because we have been able to elect people based on ethnicity, religion, my turn, connection, or one form of bias or the other, which brought us to where we are, or structure, which always says structure of criminality. That is what we want to dismantle now, and ensure that the next election is based on character, capacity, competence, commitment to do the right thing. Nigeria is now not just in a physical mess, it is at the last stage to collapse. The people in the north don't have a secure place. They don't have good roads. They don't buy bread cheaper than people in the south. So is the people in the south. So all you hear about ethnicity, religion, connection, my turn, is elite conspiracy to keep Nigeria underdeveloped. But now we've reached the edge. We can no longer continue this way.
Mr. Obi, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right, you are welcome back from that clip. And something came to my mind concerning this election. You know, so many people are agitating for Biafra because it's not that they love to agitate for Biafra. No, it's because Igbos are not being treated well. We are not being treated equally, just like others. That is what created the room for agitation. And they were told this thing in the past when Nigeria ceased fire, when the war ceases. They were told that if they don't treat the Igbos equally, that there will be problem. And that is exactly what is happening now. Let's look at it this way. Assuming that, as some people are saying, that Igbos should not participate in anything election. Let's assume that, of which I know that the political class, the people involved in politics, they will not agree. But let's assume that every Igbo man agrees that there will be no election in the Southeast. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Just look at it from that direction. As some people are proposing to not to participate in any election, governor, House of Rep, anything, of which I know that it is very difficult for it to happen. So, but what do you think will happen? Let's watch this video.
All the way in Washington, D.C., a war is brewing between the Tinubu-led government and the supporters of Biafra movement. The consequences of this war will have an impact on all Nigerians. My people, this matter is hot where because these two sides, they fight secret war for America. And we go explain the impact and how what they happen for America will take affect all Nigerians. Maybe we look. Now this one start after the Trump talk that time say he won't designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern because they buy Christian for Nigeria. Nigerian government can't believe say people like Ted Cruz and other evangelical Christians now they influence Trump. When Trump talk that they can't believe say they get Trump here. They tell Trump according to Nigerian government lies about what they have for Nigeria. Say they buy Christian. Meanwhile, Nigerian government not believe say they buy Christian. Now that time, that Nigerian government can't begin to realize say if we leave this matter, they believe say Biafra lobbies for America. They do work. They influence American policy towards Nigeria. And that you can realize say I need to wake up. So because Trump threatened recently say there could be more bomb, Nigerian government say this new year, no, we need to wake up. We need to wake up sharp. Waiting may happen now. Both sides the two of them, they're ready for this year. We know say Biafra movement, they are so go now independent from Nigeria. Now be their only goal. And this Biafra movement, their leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everybody knows say Kanu, they call the detainer. Simon Ekpa, the detainer, but they get Biafra government in exile. And they did very, very active for around the world. They lobby leaders, meet people to try to help them to achieve independence from Nigeria. And then they do it with support of powerful forces. So Nigerian government, they can say we need to counter waiting Biafra they do because may not be like say we dey inside river, Sasa can enter our eye. Now waiting Tinubu can think like that. Now Tinubu, a few days ago, they come report and say Tinubu they pay a group for America $9 million of your money. Remember that money na Nigeria will not be Tinubu money. Now more come look why Tinubu they pay, because Biafra themselves, they see they pay lobbies for America to lobby for independent state of Biafra, and also may they sanction Nigerian government, and may they not make it hard for Nigerian government to fit buy weapon for America. More look waiting they at stake, and the most important one, how it they impact and affect all Nigerians. The Nigerian government, they commission a group what they call DCI group, and they pay them $750,000 every month. Now your money be that. The Biafra group, they commission a group they call Madison and Washington, and they pay them $66,000 every month. The two sides there, they fight for their own objective. Nigerian government want make Americans they hear, make Trump they hear the truth as they see about what they have for Nigeria. Meanwhile, the Biafra government they put the Biafra group they argue for more sanction, make Trump support their cause, which is the independence from Nigeria. Now, when we look waiting there at stake, the two sides they fight for different things. Biafra wants succession. They believe say the person will get Trump here, that person don't almost win the war, because the film say it will come with military might and economic assistance as well. Now more come look the key people where they behind DCI. I will see check Biafra own. Maybe you think no, wait, who be who for this side. Now the role of DCI that they represent Nigerian government. For the what is their purpose? To communicate waiting they happen for grant as Nigerian government want make Americans stay see them. They don't want make Americans see them from the eyes of Biafra group and other group. Now the Nigerian government they pay them like they pay them, so they engage them and go they pay them every month $750,000 of your money and my money as Nigerians. More look who be the key leaders of DCI. We know say Justin Patterson, this man, now be the head. Doug Davenport in one of the advisors. This Doug Davenport in a member of Republican Party, and the guy now what they call insider. He understand American politics well. And they also get Diane London. Now one of the people will say they among the group be that. Now more come look the Biafra side. Who be the people will be say they behind you the lobby on behalf of them. We know say the name of the group now Madison and Washington. And they call the name of the group. What will be their role? To represent Biafra government in exile. What will be the purpose? To advocate for Biafra. May they achieve independence from Nigeria, and may they sanction the Nigerian government so that it will make it hard for Nigerian government to fit buy weapons. You see how much Biafra group they spend? They spend $66,000. Match that one with Nigerian government, $750,000 every month. Now more come look who be the people who are there for the Biafra group. We get Ellis, now be the CEO. Now member of the Republican Party, they help they raise money. We get Ahmad. This Ahmad there, this guy, now person will say don't they do this work for a long time, but after Libya, Gaddafi, they accuse him and say, now he lead Panam bomb wey happen for Lockerbie, Scotland there. The whole world can't close their door apart from African country against Libya. Libya, they can't isolate Libya. Now this guy, now he lobby the world, America, say may they can't accept Libya, but he can't tell Gaddafi, say Gaddafi, may you take responsibility now, you do this thing now, and you say you go pay compensation. Gaddafi can't agree, he can't say he go pay compensation. Now they can't bring Libya back to the international community. So this guy, he get the experience of doing this kind of work before. Now more call you, we know say Biafra group, they even promise America, say look, if we not help us achieve what we want, if we get independence, all you are waiting for the Southeast, we go even give now some of them free of charge. We not sanction Nigerian government. We not sell weapons for Nigerian government. Because Nigerian government, they close their eye and they buy Christian. Now waiting the Biafra group, they want to make America see be that. Meanwhile, Nigerian government, they say no. But come look, waiting the key implication where we say Nigerian government want achieve. They want correct information about what they happen. They want maintain military help from America, make it continue. They want make trade and investment, make it continue from America. The group where they represent Nigerian group, DCI, they talk and say, we are pleased to support the Nigerian government in communicating its effort to protect Christians and people of all faith. They confirm and say yes. Now, more can look, waiting the gains where Nigerian government don't gain and waiting they at stake. Nigerian government, Tinubu talk and say, this money, you think they say in they pay this money, but waiting they gain. Make you look at it. Talk and say, they don't collect 100 million of equipment from the US recently. They wait make US Congress approve the weapon where they buy. This weapon will make Nigeria fit go after the Boko Haram. They go approve and make US Congress approve them before March this year. Nigeria government already spent 346 million for weapon. So that is why they believe say we need to make sure say we counter the Biafra movement lobby for America. But if we don't do them, all this help we they get to America, so we know if we get them, and if we don't get this help, we know if we win this war with Boko Haram. I'm not calling the other team, Nigerian government. Don't say they expect more from America. They buy chopper helicopter, they buy 12 Textone, and they weigh all these things with the equipment where they don't buy. It did almost $1 billion. Tinubu say he don't spend. He said they go expect delivery of superior weapon by 2028. They believe say with all these things that they do so, it will make them go after Boko Haram and other terrorist groups. They buy the way. And if they don't get this help from America, it go hard. That is why Nigerian government, they spend all this money to try and lobby. We they can't look at the impact this money when Nigerian government they spend. And what the Biafra government there's that they spend. Why do they do? How will they affect the ordinary man and woman on the street? We'll call you that one. Small. Not everybody they happy with money when Tinubu they spend. Oh, our brothers, the Yoruba Union, they talk and say, Tinubu they waste money. When people they die, they talk and say, why in the lumber image? When things they worsen for Nigeria, say that money where Tinubu they spend, he ain't supposed to use and take invest for Nigeria. Say make him invest for Nigeria. Say because also they spend so in the waste money. Say make him invest the money for Nigeria. Make you look what they talk. Now, what will be the impact and why they spend this money? Then we look what they at stake right now. Number one, if the world look your country as a country they buy people, country will say things not good, there's instability, the country will say man, everything on the work, number one. That will affect the way people see your country, the perception. And if they see the country like that, they will feel say a lot of people want run because things not good to the country. And if you want run, you can't make things hard in terms of getting visa. To leave Nigeria will come hard that time. And US Congress, if they view Nigeria and say things bad, that one means say they can't believe in Nigeria and the government they prosecute Christian minority. That one can't be say they can't put sanction against Nigeria. It will affect the help when Nigerian government they get for America. All these weapons Tinubu they buy, so you know if you buy them again. If you not buy them to win Boko Haram, the war against Boko Haram, another terrorist group, it go almost there impossible. So Nigerian government need the cooperation, and the cooperation depends on the way Americans still see waiting they happen for Nigeria. We know say that one it go affect people to want to leave Nigeria because Nigeria right now, yesterday. They add Nigeria to country, you say America suspend visa because of the way that they see waiting they have for Nigeria. More can look how this matter will affect the ordinary man and woman on the street. Number one, investment. Nobody will go invest for a country where you know say they hear say there's no security, there's no stability, they fight people. If they not going to invest, what will come happen? That one me say you know get job. And if they not get job, how you get money to take care of the country? So it is very, very important that say the business community, they see Nigeria as the country where we say we feel investing because they're not going to invest, no job. You will say you don't finish university, you don't find job for 6 months, for 1 year. If it take you 10 years, or you may not even get job at all, if nobody come. If nobody come, that one means say people not going to get confidence of our economy, you can't affect the value of naira. The already say you be saying you want buy egg, so if you buy them for Zimbabwe, when their money crash to buy egg for Zimbabwe, you can't be saying egg, can't get 500 million to buy 1 egg because the money can't be worthless. So it will fit affect the value of naira. We know say when value of naira they weak, it will fit affect food. When you go market, what if you buy? If you carry plenty money, go ahead. Now only very small thing go buy because the money not get value again. We also know say that will fit affect fuel price, another thing, if the money not get value. Your rent, your landlord will call you say, I want to increase my rent because the money not get value. It will affect the way investors go Nigeria. Even the credit rating agency, when they rate whether they borrow Nigeria money or not, if they can't rate Nigeria as bad, that one me say, if Nigeria government want borrow money, it go hard for them to borrow money because the interest go they high where because people look Nigeria as high risk country. We know say as we dey talk now, Nigeria government dey fear say stay Trump if he attack anytime, so they need to continue to keep that lobby to make sure say they get Trump here. And the lobby continue because they know say America, every the world superpower, person will get American support, you know say man, it almost win the war. Now when you can't hear this one, so say you they happy, say Tinubu they spend $750,000 of your money, saying they lobby so that people will view Nigeria well, because he knows in the talk and say that will happen, better thing will enter Nigeria. What in your view about Biafra group wey be say they lobby Americans say may they put sanction Nigeria, may they support their independence movement, may they not give Nigeria the military help when Nigeria win. Make I know what your view be, whether you support or you not support. May you not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. As you support me so, God will support you. Thank you.
All right, as we talk that one, some people still believe that there will be no election in 2027 as things are going. So, but having listened to that clip, I want to believe that you must have gotten one or two things about the direction of things concerning 2027. Soludo is saying vote Tinubu, and Hausaman is saying don't vote Tinubu, you vote another person. So, but if you are telling me to vote somebody that has been in office for 4 years, for God's sake, what have I achieved? As in, what has that person better my life? That is the question. Because things are very expensive in the market. Yeah? Nothing has changed, and you are telling me to vote the person again. Something is wrong somewhere. However, let's watch this.
Hello, you are welcome to this class. For this class, we'll see this imam. He mentions some certain things about President Tinubu. Say, Tinubu no like Muslims. We'll see the details. We have interpreter in the house when you go interpret everything we talk for the video. Then for Soludo, he thought say, may they support President Tinubu. May the Igbos come out and support him. Say, Igbos, they do politics of protest. They use campaign, politics, election. They do protest. Say no. For this class, we'll see everything. Soludo for Mr. President. This imam against Mr. President. We'll see everything for this class. Hope you are ready. Let's start. We're going to start with Soludo first before we go for imam. Okay? For Soludo, his personal position. Soludo said, at personal level, President Tinubu is his friend. Okay? His view, he thought say the president has done well, deserves second term. No apology for supporting him. Okay? 2, not just about their friendship. Main focus, he thought say, now the interest of his people. That is the main focus about supporting Tinubu. Emphasis, he emphasized that it is about my people. They must benefit from this government. They must have a stake to gain something from the government. Okay? Political reality, he admits say the president can win without them. Without the Igbos. You get the point now? It's like they don't even need anybody's vote. You understand? You don't need a vote, the Igbos. Meaning, their support is not what decides the election. Whether you support him or you don't support him, he go still win. But they still want relevance and benefit from his government. Okay? 4. Party decision. ABGA. Question raised. They raise the question. Will ABGA present a candidate? He thought say they no go present. He said this is not new. In 2011, ABGA did not present candidate. They supported Goodluck Jonathan. That's the way they will also support Tinubu now without bringing out any candidate to divide his vote. 5. Strategy to convince his people. How you go convince your people? He thought say people are smart. The approach. Explain benefits clearly. If they take words from Obi Kubana's mouth, say they are out to educate them, that they need to come to the center to benefit from the center. This is Obi Kubana's statement indirectly. Let's say they do meeting. Show it in their self-interest. If person knows say go get something, you get interest, you go follow. Key phrase, enlightened self-interest. Open their eyes. Because people support wetin they benefit them. Political philosophy. It refers to Nnamdi Azikiwe that their type of politics, old politics, now about alliances, okay? Not protest. Say the correct people, youth, they protest with election. Type of politics is support. He rejects politics of protest. Which one is support? Politics of alliances, politics of bridge building. Now go bridge from southeast to Abuja. Okay? Historical reference. First Republic, Second Republic. Leaders work together across regions. Does that mean if person support Atiku, you know, build bridge? If person support Obi, no build bridge. Only support Tinubu, now the bridge go fit complete. Anyway, we will listen to them.
I, at a personal level and at the party level, when I came in here, I've said at a personal level, yes, and that's no question. And I say it from President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he's my friend, okay? And I believe he's done well, and he deserves a second term. I have no apologies about it. That's my position. Anybody can differ. But beyond that, there is the more fundamental thing, which is the interest of my people. It is about my people. They have to have a stake. They have a stake on the table. He would win, with or without us.
What of your party,
What?
Your Excellency?
What?
What of the candidate of your party, ABGA?
No.
So you're saying ABGA should not have
No, we are not going to
candidate?
field one. We have announced it. In 2011, APGA did not field a presidential candidate. APGA fielded and adopted President Jonathan, then president, as its presidential candidate.
In Tinubu's case, how do you communicate that to the Southeast?
Good.
Who
Now
have
that's-
an issue
Well,
with him?
I don't know about, see, when you say the Southeast has an issue with them, it's an epoch. And this is where the hard work comes. Okay? Our people are smart. Once they understand that it is in their own enlightened self-interest, okay? Enlightened self-interest, that we need to get back to the politics of the Azikiwe, who taught us to build politics of alliances. It's not politics of protest. It's politics that build bridges in the First Republic, that build bridges in the Second Republic.
You don't see answer. Next, this imam, this is the person that posted it. According to the poster, nobody should come and tell us Muslims to vote for Tinubu in 2027. Oh boy, because he clearly dislikes Muslims and not Tanasi. Okay? Not only Muslims, also Northerners. Okay? His only problem and concern is Lagos. Oh, he say the only problem where it was solved na Lagos matter. Now that one I concern am. And how to make Christians happy. Say na Christians Tinubu will just make happy. Okay? Now the video be this. Because the man talk many things, I don't invite Adam again. Make it help us interpret wetin Imam dey talk. Mo go listen to am.
Ya kun yi musulmi babu shakka cewa shugaba Bola Ahmed Tinubu ya ci zaɓe a 2023 da guri musulmi. Ina ganin babu shakka akan wannan. Amma kuma kamar yadda kowa ke gani, musulmi muna shan wuya a ƙarƙashin wannan gwamnati ƙwarai da gaske. Shi dai shugaba Tinubu bisa ga abin da ya bayyana ba musulunci ne ko musulmi ke gaban shi ba.
Yeah, we can pause.
Okay.
My fellow Muslim brothers.
Okay.
It is with no doubt that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu won 2023 election with the sweat of Muslims.
Okay.
However, as you all can see, we Muslims are suffering, and from the look of things, he doesn't have our interests at heart.
So what you're saying that in 2023,
Yes.
Tinubu won the election with the sweat of Muslims, right?
Muslims, yes.
Okay. But currently, down to 2026 now, he is saying that Muslims are suffering, right?
Yes, Muslims are suffering.
And with the look of things, he don't get their interest.
He don't get our interest for mine.
Oh, that is Muslims generally.
Yes, Muslims generally.
Okay, let's continue.
Wanda suka yi tsaye suka zaɓe shi, su ma ba suke gaban shi ba. Alƙibla sai ta ce Legas. A Legas ɗin ma masoyansa su ne Kiristoci. Domin akwai musulmi masu ɗimbin yawa a can. Kai su ma ne mafi yawa, amma bai da sha'ani da su. 'Yan siyasa su haƙuri, wajibi ne mu faɗi gaskiya kuma Allah ya ce mu faɗe ta. Kuma za mu fasa faɗin.
Okay, we can pause.
Okay. What is he saying?
So he's saying that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's attention is on Lagos.
Okay, his attention is on Lagos only.
On Lagos only, yes.
Okay.
He even emphasized that we have many Muslims in Lagos.
Okay.
But President Ahmed Bola Tinubu focuses only on the Christians.
Okay, we even have Muslims in Lagos, Abi?
Yes, many Muslims.
Many of them.
Yes,
and we also
many of
have
them.
Christians in Lagos, Abi?
In Lagos, yes.
But he is interested in making Christians happy.
Yeah, just Christians. He's interested on Christians.
Not Muslim, okay.
Not Muslim, yes.
Bisa ga haka ina ba malamai masu magana akan siyasa shawarar cewa a wannan karon kada su tallata mana Tinubu a matsayin ɗan uwan musulmi. Ko kuma a matsayin wanda ya ɗauki mataimaki musulmi. Duk mai yawa Bola campaign a wannan karon kawai ya fito ya gwada ci gaban da ya kawo akwai shi.
Okay, we can pause.
Okay.
So he's saying we have to say the truth.
Okay.
For the Islamic leaders who are campaigning for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they should not come out and make a campaign saying Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Muslim. They should not campaign with Bola Ahmed's name as a Muslim.
Okay.
And he said if they want to campaign for Bola Ahmed, then they should campaign with the progress he has brought.
Okay. Now what you say now, we should say the truth. So all the Muslim leaders that are campaigning for Tinubu, they should not campaign with the name of Muslims, Abi?
Yes,
they should only campaign on the ground that this is what he has done, that is what he has done.
Yeah,
that
what
is
he has done.
On the progress he has made so far, Abi?
Exactly.
Okay, let's continue.
Idan talaka ya samu sarari ko sai da a fito fili ya bayani. Idan mai na ya kawo ci gaba ta fannin ilimi ko kiwon lafiya ko inganta noma da sana'a ko gyara hanyoyi ko kuma iya cika alƙawarin da ya yi ta zai samar da wutar lantarki da ya kama mulki. To a fito a yi mana bayani.
Okay, we can pause. So for those leaders who are campaigning for Tinubu, if he has achieved something on education, that is, if he has done something that has to improve our education,
okay,
or health care,
okay,
education,
continue. Okay,
or health care,
okay,
or even roads.
Even what?
Or even roads and
even roads. Okay, roads. Okay,
and electricity.
Electricity.
Yeah, if he has achieved that, then they should come out. Those campaigning for him, they should come out and tell us that's the Muslim leaders.
Okay, that means don't bring the name of he's a Muslim here. Use
Don't bring the name of it.
Yeah, use what he has done in education, what he has done in healthcare, what he has done as per road, what he has done as per electricity to campaign.
Electricity, exactly.
Okay.
Muna tare da su muna ganin ayyukan da suke kuma kowane gwamna ana iya auna shi da ayyukan da muna ganin su to duk wanda zai tallafa mana shugaban kasa a wannan shekarar to da Allah ya gwada mana abin da yayi sannan ya mana talla da shi idan kuma ba nan da za a tallata shi da shi to a bari wasu su fito mu gwada ko Allah zai sa a samu wani mai dama.
Okay, we can pause.
La ilaha illallah.
Okay.
So he said if they can provide all these things we mentioned,
Okay.
if they can provide them, then they can campaign for him. If not, they should not. And he also mentioned the governors. He said the governors are aware of everything that is going on.
Like the governor
But if
campaigning
they
for
cannot
him or what?
He said the governors are aware of everything that is going on. He didn't specify on.
Okay, they are aware of what is going on. The governors, okay.
Yes, the governors. But if they cannot provide all these things, then they should allow another leader to come out. Then we can try another leader.
Okay, that means if they can boast that Tinubu has achieved enough as per education, healthcare, road, electricity, they should come out and campaign for Tinubu with them, with these things.
Exactly.
But if he has not actually done enough in these areas, they should not campaign for him. We should try another person.
Let's try another person.
And the governors too, they know what is going on.
Yeah, they know what is going on.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Adam. Una don't hear that, so na Adam, na interpret am, so more na bombard for comment section if you miss anything, okay? Okay, now thank you, Mr. Adam.
Okay, thank you too.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. You don't hear that, so what do you think? Drop up for comment section. Say, Soludo, they talk like Obi Kubana, say, mo kuna build bridge. Una need to benefit from here. Southeasterners. For North and Muslims, we're gonna tell us what you do. And that will work here. We don't work here. Well, it is very clear that the fight of Biafra freedom is gaining more influence and more popularity every day by day. Yes, having watched that between Tinubu and the Biafra agitation, I am still Chinedu, your presenter. Until I come your way next time. Say bye.